Hey guys, Coach Rob here, and we are going over the HRV heart rate variability app settings and setup on how to get ready and get going. So first and foremost, if you've watched the one of the initial training videos, you know we recommend everything to be in one place. It helps for focus and efficiency. So I'm gonna open up My Fitness folder. In here, you can see all the different apps that I use because I'm my own client as well. The Elite HRV app is the one that we're talking about right now. So if you haven't downloaded that, please do. As you will learn or already know, this is the underlying foundational piece of information and dashboard that we utilize in guiding all the other health and fitness activities we use. So let's open that up. So when you open up the Elite HRV app, if you have not signed in initially, it's going to ask you to sign in and set that up. Go ahead and do that if you haven't. And then once you do, you'll open up. Once you take some readings, you'll be able to see this screen, but the app always opens up to the last screen you looked at. So my home screen is the last one that I was on. And once you take your readings, you'll see that it gives you your weekly average numbers on the home screen for your heart rate variability, your average readiness, your average heart rate, what your weekly coefficient of variance is, and then as of today, I'm a little bit of a stress sympathetic drive. I'm down to a 7 because my HRV is a 64, and you can see I'm normally a 67. But anyway, this is the setup. This is the settings that we need to have set up. So going across real quickly what the options are, because all these are different videos, is one, we're on the home screen here, and it gives you the blog information and different things like that. Down here, going across the bottom of the icons, you can see the chart icons. In another video, we go over how to use that screen. A lot of information there on your readings. Here's my today's reading, the monthly insights, the power readings, and all that. So it's a lot more to get into. The plus sign is the various readings you can take. And again, that is another video because there's a lot to go into on that as well. And then this video is about this icon and the next triple dot icon. So first and foremost, when you get this open and signed into your account, one thing you're going to want to do is join our coaching team. This is the way we get to see your data, interact with you, and give you guidance and oversight and coaching on maintaining or improving your heart rate variability and your resting heart rate. So what you want to do is, where you can see the words right now, True North Fitness and Health, you're going to want to start typing that in, True North Fitness. If you even get that far, it will autofill. As far as I know, right now, we're still the only True North Fitness using this app. But type it in. It'll be a request to join the team. We'll be notified by an icon in our app, and then we'll have you join the team. If we already know, who you are and you're existing and all that, you might already be in the queue when we're looking for you. So that's one to do that you need to get done is, request to join the team so we can see your data. And then on the triple dot icon, it gets you to all these pieces of information here, and we're going to go through these hopefully pretty quickly and talk about what's going on. So first, on your profile, what's important, you can have a photo if you're comfortable with that or not. It's nice. I get to see the face of who I'm dealing with when I'm looking in there. I sometimes turn the photos off, but it's kind of a cool feature. The email is your email you signed up with to activate the account. It's whatever works best for you. The name. All right, so the name is important. I know some people like to be kind of vague or keep a more general online presence. This is a secure app. No one has access to your information except for you, and we have visual of it. There's nothing we can change. But we do have some people with the same initials, and we have people with the same first names and things like that. So it really helps me to help you if I know who I'm dealing with when I'm looking at the charts. So please do put a full name. For instance, my full name officially is Robert Yance, minus my middle name. But I go by Rob, so I put Rob Yance. But I mean, we got a lot of, there's a lot of Sues and Kathys and Robs and Steves and things like that in the world. So please put a full first and last name so we can differentiate who you are. And then also for birth date, here's a place that you can be, if you're concerned about your online presence, be a little vague here. Like you can see my birthday, as far as listed, is October the 4th, 1962. That's not really my birthday. I never put in my actual real birthday. My birthday is October of 62, so because age is important in this app. But you don't have to give us the right day, and that's fine. We'll be telling you happy birthday on the wrong day, maybe. But our training app and this heart rate variability app and my polar app, they've all got different days, but they're all October of 62. So feel free to set that up any way you want. Answer the gender any way you want. Activity level, I'm not sure how this is used, but you're free to pick the one that you think is most active. It may affect the algorithm somewhat. So I'm telling it I'm pretty active. I'm not very active by my own definition of it, but answer that as you see fit. I cannot see this information, but again, it may affect the overall algorithm. I don't know. For your goals, select the goals that you want. I believe in setting goals, and I believe that writing them down and having them in front of you helps. This is an area where you can go back and look at it. It may be simply helping the designers track what people are looking for. I answered it honestly. I am looking to be healthier by reducing stress, and I am somewhat competitive with myself and others, so I'm always looking to maintain my cognitive and physical performance. So those are my goals here. Sharing and privacy settings. You can see here exercise and sleep data. We do ask that people set those tags, and again, we cover that in the how to take a recording video. But please leave this on, and please do tag daily what you did for exercise and sleep the prior night and prior day. You don't necessarily need to set hide me from other members. I've got that set down on my coaches panel to hide people and not let you guys see each other. So if you pull up the team member list, if I pull up the team, I can see everybody's readings, but if you pull up the team, you're not going to see anything. You may see yours, I don't know, but you won't have access to anybody else's information. Only the team admins do. Sync, you can force async. If you've been out of connection with the internet for a while, you can open this up and force async to update your information. You can export your data into a CSV or a comma separated values, kind of like an Excel spreadsheet. If you haven't connected your heart rate monitor, that is something you will need to do. You do need to have a H7 or H10 polar heart rate monitor, or another version that communicates with this. I use a polar because I also do heart rate training, and if you're going to be doing heart rate training now or anytime in the future with us, you're going to be wanting to use and record your data up into the Polar Flow account, because that is what we use and do recommend. So if that's something you're interested in that you're not doing now, let us know, and we can talk about setting that up. And then you can tell, you have the option to rename things, and I rename my polar because it's just a series of alphanumeric characters, and when Shannon's doing her reading, I'm doing my reading. You don't know which is which, not that it really matters, because once it's connected, but this confirms for me that I'm connected to mine. Reading options. This is where most of the stuff is. Oops, I changed my number. Inhale was 8, so inhale was 6. All right, so if you haven't connected your heart rate monitor, here's another option to do so. In the reading video, you got to see what the live heart rate variability, and live charting functions are. This is where you turn them on or turn them off. And if you watch that video, you know that I do unfocus my eyes and watch those numbers. End of reading sound. This is again is a total independent choice. You can have a sound, of whether a beep, a bell, a bowl, or something like that. I don't have anything. I just let my phone vibrate a little to me to let me know it's done. I do use the breathing guide, and again, if you saw the other video, you know the breathing guide is that expanding and collapsing circle. And I unfocus my eyes and I watch that, because that is my technique to quiet my mind and be able to focus on what I'm doing. Be in the moment and not let my brain scatter and wander and start thinking about the day, because that does affect your HRV. And then advanced breathing guide, you can see that all that stuff just disappeared. So the breathing guide, advanced breathing mode, if I take that off, then that's just your breathing rate. How many breaths per minute are you taking? If I expand that out, now I get to assign the duration of my inhale, the duration of my exhale. I get to have a pause or not a pause after each one, so you can assign those as you can see. I've played with this over time as I breathe, and this is my normal breathing, so it keeps me in a calm state, and this is the way I prefer to have it. You don't have to have it this way if you don't want. It does take some time investment to get that set up, though, because you don't want it too fast or too slow, because that kind of introduces a false stress. But if you get it set up and dialed in, it works really well. The breathing audio, again, I don't use. You can either have a breathing sound, which is just the sound of breathing, or you can have a male or female voice tell you exhale, inhale. And if that's what you like and that helps you keep you focused and on target, then that's what you should do. Stabilization period is a cool feature. As you can see, I don't use it personally because I'm watching the charting, so I can see when my HRV and my heart rate stabilize out to an otherwise normal or usual number. If you're not one who's looking at your phone and using those visual, expanding collapsing guide or something like that, like Shannon, she sets hers up, starts it, and lays her phone down. So that's an example of using a stabilization period. It's going to be handy because now you can hit record and then set your phone down and just lay back and do your own breathing and meditation. And then what that will do is stabilization period will automatically count down a certain period of time and then start the recording. So right here you can see the default is 30 seconds. So what it's going to do when you hit start to record your HRV, it's actually going to have a pause timer count for 30 seconds. And then at the end of 30 seconds, then your actual recording will start. It does take a stabilization period. When you do your first couple of readings, you'll notice that it starts kind of whacked. Maybe your heart rate is high and your HRV is really low. That's what I usually see. And then after you get a couple of breaths in and you relax, then those are going to pare down to wherever they normally are. And then you start your recording. So it's either an automated or a manual way to do the stabilization. And then the morning readiness duration. This is really important. You can see that you can have an option of most any time between 1 minute and 5 minutes. Now that they've got in, after a couple of upgrades ago, they've added in the ability to have power readings, which is the frequency readings. For frequency to be accurate, you have to be at least a 4-minute reading. So I recommend this be the minimum setting for anyone. And to some degree, the longer the better. So you can see I have mine set for 5, the peak time that's allowed. And that gives me optimum quality or accuracy in my signal. And I used to be recommending 3 minutes, so 3 minutes to 5 minutes is not that much more of a time. Get up a little bit earlier and get it done. But I do recommend the 5, but at least be better than 4. Themes, you can see here, I use the dark mode. You have the option of using the light mode or the dark mode. But I use the dark mode because it eliminates the blue light impact on my eyes when I'm taking my reading in the morning. Otherwise, that's just one more thing that's going to introduce variability into your settings. You can pick your language. Something I recommend is setting a reading reminder. So remind me when I wake up, when my phone starts moving, it's going to remind me, and because I'm human, sometimes I forget. And then I've also got a set time, so mine goes off at 7:45 in the morning just in case I haven't done it yet. And then it doesn't go off if I have done it. And then another thing here, population comparison. This is really cool. You can go in here and look anytime. It's going to look at your numbers, but you have the option of having it pull up your HRV, your heart rate, your high frequency, your low frequency, or your power ratio. Those are the ones I recommend. You can look at and compare the RMSSD. That is the root mean of the sum squared differences. It's a statistical value. That is the number that you would compare across any heart rate variability device, application, or testing mode. And then there's the natural log of the RMSSD. These are important numbers to researchers or people using multiple platforms. It's not something you're going to know, but you can compare it. That's what the comparison looks like there. And then, looking at, power ratios, or your high frequency, which is your parasympathetic branch. But most of you guys, I think, will be interested in where your HRV settles out. But it's good to know. Actually, I should have showed you a little bit more there, but you can scroll down, and it gives you a little bit more of a write-up on different things. If you have questions on it, that's what we're here for, to coach you through. You can link to several different types of services. We don't use these services. I'm looking forward to when it connects to our training app or the Polar platform. But more than welcome you to, you can see some of them are premium integrations, but if you're using these other things, you can connect it up. Population comparison, elite, about. So under the about, you can see we're talking right now version 3.16.6 is the current version. And that's all for the settings. That's what you need as far as the different settings and the different options. Joining the team is a necessary thing for you to be coached by us. And then back on the home day. So hope this was a help. If you have any questions, shoot us a message in the training app. Otherwise, we will see you on the coaching platform.